Howdy! Congratulations and welcome back. Welcome back to the Rhinestone Roper place. We're going to be talking about how to correct your butterfly. But congratulations, because you're here. You obviously decided that getting better was more important than being comfortable. And that's an issue. But first, let's why don't you go ahead and subscribe, push that little bell there, and we'll get to it. Why is comfort an issue? Well, because really there's two parts of you we're talking about. One is the part of you that makes the decisions, your real self. The other part is the brain that tries to execute what you want. Now, your higher self may say, I want to learn to butterfly. And you may identify a problem and you say, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to get better at the butterfly. And your brain says, hey, yeah, I'm with you. I'll do it. But your brain behind your back says, I already know how to do the butterfly. I've been practicing it for 10 months now. And I'm just going to make the way we do it better. We'll try to make it better, but we're going to do it the comfortable way, the way we're used to. And that's a problem, because if you have a bad habit, you can't practice that bad habit and just get better at the bad habit. That doesn't make any sense. You have to convince your brain to make a change. And the first thing you have to do is identify what the change is going to be and state that to yourself in a positive fashion. You can't say, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not doing that anymore. Your brain doesn't hear the not. The brain just does it some more, does it some more. You have to say, in place of that, I'm going to use this motion. I'm going to use this proper motion. And that's what you have to set your intention for, is the proper motion that will take the place of the thing you don't want. So the first thing is identifying the problem. If you can spin a loop on this side, spin a loop on this side, then the only reason not to get the butterfly is your crossover. Through this entire trick, and really through every trick we do with these ropes, we're making a circle. It may be very small, but we're still making a circle. Anything you do with your hand that isn't making a circle is going to mess up your butterfly. Now on the crossover, that's a circle too. It's just, instead of a circle being right here, it's spread out over this distance. As you come across, you have to have that circle with your hand. And it's probably a good idea to exaggerate this idea of palm up, palm down, palm up, palm down. Once you get this trick down, you're not making much motion. And you may not use that palm up and that elbow up. But right now, it'll help get your elbow up out of the way and help keep you smooth coming over. The other thing you have to think about is no hesitation. If you're doing your butterfly with a 4 spin or 4 count, it's 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4. Once you start over here on the end of 2, coming into 3, you already have to have in mind what you're going to do on the end of 4, coming back. Because this first circle on this side, 1, 2, and 3 right here, it's here at 4 before you even know it. That's past, and it's time to come back across. If you have to think about that, there's going to be a hesitation and you're going to lose your loop. So that's probably the biggest problem. You get over here and you're not quite sure what to do. If you have to think about it, the moment's passed. It's too late. One thing that's good about the butterfly is you can do the butterfly with any rope. You can use your spot cord rope, or you can use your lariat. You got to proceed with confidence. And another important thing is to video your trick. Video a practice. And you don't have to video a whole practice. Just get to where you're warmed up. Okay, I'm going to video this butterfly. Because really that's the only way to see what you're doing. Your brain is telling you, if you choose to do it on a 4 count, your brain is counting 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1. Yeah, I'm doing a 4 count right here. Who knows what you're doing? You might be doing 10 spins over here, 10 spins over here. Your brain will still count 1, 2, 1, 2. So video your thing and then study it. If you take a look at this clip here, here's a fellow that I instructed him on the butterfly some months ago, and he's been working on it. He's almost got it. 1, 2, and as he comes over here, he doesn't continue this circle immediately. He comes over here, and instead of coming down here for the circle, he comes straight across and then continues the circle. You know, his brain will never see that. He can see the trick right there, but his brain won't recognize it. In his mind, he's doing this, and he's just like me, and probably just like you too. After we film that, you can see that he makes a circle. As he comes across with no spiral, no circle in that hand, and the moment is gone. Then he tries to pick it up, and it's a problem. You know, sometimes he gets it, but his brain doesn't realize why he's not getting it. So we'll see over time if filming this and sending the footage and pointing out that straight line he's got there, we'll see if that kicks his brain in gear and he can get rid of that. All he's got to do is get rid of that straight line, come around in his figure eight, if you want to call it, come around in his circle, and he'll have it. Here's another fellow that I helped. This guy's a great roper, actually. He's a great calf roper. If you want to learn to butterfly, he's counting 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and he's counting that because that's what I told him to do. But his body is spinning it 4 or 5 times over here, coming straight across, spinning it 5 times over here. Now, if you don't know you're doing that, that's a problem. And when he sees this video, he hasn't seen it yet. He doesn't know he's going to be in this video. But once he sees it, you know, he'll see what that problem is. You know, there's no problem when you're practicing. Spin it over here several times, wait until you're ready, and then practicing your crossover. No problem with doing that. If you can stabilize this loop over here, that might be a good way to get rid of your kinks in your crossover. Crossover, spin it here. When you're ready, come across. There's no problem doing that, but you have to know that you're doing that. Sometimes that works for them. There's nothing worse than doing it wrong and having it turn out what your brain thinks is correct, because your brain will just keep doing it and you won't even know it. You think you're doing it the way you were instructed to. The books all say, and we all assume, that the butterfly is accomplished with 4 spins, 2 on each side. But if you notice, when I was just doing that, that was to a 6 count. There was really 3 spins. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. You know, you can't even see it. Just even when you're looking at it, you can't see it unless you slow it down. You know, that's not a bad rhythm. And really, this is the way I prefer to do it. Is to a 6 count and not a 4. So this is something you may not hear anyplace else. You know, if your body prefers a 6 count, then do it in a 6 count. If it prefers a 4 count, do it in a 4. So have fun with your butterfly. Video your trick. Look for irregularities, hesitations in your circle. You need a smooth motion, and you need to make sure there's no straight lines. It's always a circle. Thanks for being here. Go ahead and subscribe, push that little bell, and let me know how you're doing. And you might take a look at these other videos also. We're going to be discussing different ways to use the butterfly. Have a great day. Thanks for coming.